Hi everyone, comic book reviewer here. This time reviewing on the film Rec. Now, as you know, Rec, or as it's known as REC, is meant to be a 2007 Spanish found footage horror film that was directed by Joan Palagulo as well as Paco Plaza. And of course, if you remember before, I did review the shot-for-shot American remake, Rec, as well as Rec 2. And yeah, I would say after watching the first film, I think it's not too bad, but I think it knew what it was trying to tell. So the premise of the film is meant to follow reporter Angela, who is working on her sort of show, Well You Sleeping, with her cameraman Pablo. And of course, we kind of see how Angela gets to know about the fire station, much like in Quarantine, kind of seeing how the sort of team kind of do their day-to-day work. And we do kind of see how Angela, as well as her cameraman, along with the fire crew, end up going to a building residence where there's been an incident, but of course, as soon as they get upstairs, they kind of find one of the residents becoming dangerously unstable, and this is where we see how basically the whole apartment gets sealed off, and we kind of see how everyone is forced to kind of be inside the building, and we do kind of see how Angela keeps on filming and tries to kind of let people know what's going on, as well as kind of seeing how the residents are coping, getting to know who they are, and kind of understanding the situation. And I think, in my opinion, and this is to me, I think they do Angela right, and keep in mind that the actress who plays her is also a television presenter, so you can tell she still keeps that kind of trying to kind of keep the situation under control and trying to understand what's going on. And of course, we kind of see how later from one of the health inspectors who kind of confirms what's happened with one of the animals that's linked back to the apartment, it kind of leads to this bigger story where once things end up going to the end game, we see how Angela and even her reporter find out more about what really caused this sort of outbreak, and we see how Angela kind of starts to kind of put the pieces together and learns about a young Portuguese girl known as Tristina who had similar symptoms in that. I think, yeah, I would say Rec is basically Resident Evil 7 before Resident Evil 7 was made. And I think similar, you do kind of see how, much like Resident Evil 7, much like Rec, we do kind of see how the Broker family become shells of their old selves and becoming far worse. I think there is definitely some scary moments. I think the best one is when Angela, her cameraman, and one of the fire officers go up the stairs. You see almost everyone now zombies and becoming shells of what they used to be. I think it works as a film, and I think, in a way, I can see where the Rec film series was building up with the other 3 sequels, showing you how Angela is going to play the key role in surviving the events. And I know that, yeah, Quarantine tried to be similar, but I think ending it with the second one just left you the message that they weren't really going to do too big. I think, in my opinion, Rec is definitely a good film. I think while it has weak moments, it definitely knows how to be a good found footage horror film, much like The Pyramid, and much like the early Paranormal Activity films. So I think this one definitely deserves a thumbs in the middle. Well, it's not bad. You can tell there are some boring moments until the real event starts kicking in. So, comic reviewer here, signing out.